Angola. This country in southern Africa is becoming well known for its huge oil reserves, beautiful landscapes, and interesting culture. But Angola is more than just pretty scenery and a strong economy. This country is dealing with its past and working hard for a better future. Angola is special, like a sleeping giant that's finally waking up. Sure, there are problems, but problems also bring opportunities. To understand Angola today, we need to look at its journey from being ruled by Portugal through a long civil war to becoming its own country. So, get ready, because we're going to learn a lot about democracy in Angola. Angola's path to democracy hasn't been easy. It gained independence from Portugal in 1975, but then fell into a terrible civil war that lasted almost 30 years. This war, made worse by the Cold War, left Angola hurt and divided. It wasn't until 2002 that the fighting finally stopped, and the long, difficult job of rebuilding could begin. In 1992, Angola held its first election with multiple political parties. Since then, they've had a few more elections, each one a step in the right direction. Angola is showing it has the strength and determination to make its own way. Now, let's talk about who's in charge in Angola. It's a presidential system, which means one main person makes the big decisions. The president in Angola has a lot of power, leading the government, the military, and more. They choose the ministers, suggest new laws, and decide what's important for the whole country. Presidential systems can be good or bad. With a good leader, things can get done quickly. But with a bad leader, it can be dangerous. It's important to have checks and balances, a strong parliament, and independent courts. Every 5 years, Angola has an election. People go to vote for the person they want to lead the country. International observers have worried about how fair and open past elections have been. Even with these problems, the fact that Angola holds regular elections is good. Democracy takes time, and Angola is working towards elections that are more open and fair for everyone. Democracy only works when everyone feels like their opinion matters and their vote counts. Section 5. Speaking Truth to Power, the People's Voice in Angola. In Angola, citizens are speaking up, even if it's sometimes hard to hear them. Groups are working to protect human rights and the environment. The government sometimes tries to stop people from disagreeing with them. Even though it's difficult, Angolans are finding ways to be heard. Social media is a powerful tool for sharing information and making sure those in power are doing the right thing. Angola is still working towards a democracy where everyone can participate. The people want honesty, openness, and a chance to be heard. Section 6. Red lines in the sand, human rights and their limits. Human rights are the basic freedoms everyone deserves. Angola's constitution promises freedom of speech, press, and the right to gather peacefully. But in reality, it's more complicated. Journalists and news outlets have been threatened and pressured. The government says these limits are needed to keep things peaceful. Critics say it's a way to silence people and control the story. Angola's human rights record is a mix of good and bad, with some improvements but also ongoing problems. Section 7. Angola's to-do list, fixing the cracks in the system. We've talked about a lot. While there's been progress, there's still work to be done. A big problem for Angola is corruption. The government needs to be more open and honest and make sure everyone follows the law. Another issue is that the courts are not independent enough. Courts should be fair and unbiased. A free press is also very important for democracy. Angola needs to let journalists do their jobs safely. Section 8. Building a brighter future, hope for Angola's democracy. Even with the challenges, there's a feeling of hope. Angola is a young democracy still learning. The people are involved, asking more from their leaders, and making sure they do what they promise. Citizen groups are active and growing, pushing for change. Other countries can also help Angola on its journey to democracy. Angola's future is bright, but it's up to the Angolan people to decide their own path. Section 9. Conclusion. A new dawn for Angola. So, there you have it, a quick look at democracy in Angola. Angola is a country that's changing and growing. It's like a teenager, still figuring things out and sometimes unpredictable. They're trying to find their place in the world and decide who they are and what's important to them. Becoming a strong democracy is never easy. The Angolan people are strong and determined to build a better future. So let's celebrate Angola, a nation with a rich history, a vibrant culture, and a bright future. Cheers!